Good morning, and welcome to another kakistocratic version of Diatribes from the voice of doom. Now here's your crabby and curmudgeonly host, voice of doom. Good morning. I'm going to finish up on my last diatribe that I was talking about the leaders of today and get into some other subjects as I see fit. A kakistocracy, as I've told you before, being led by the worst people. That's what we're in right now. It's one of the worst forms of governance that we could have on this planet. We have the worst people leading everywhere. So let me go on with my conclusions about what's going to happen and why. Now, in ancient times, like before 2020, we had empires and we had emperors and kings, and they were fully well aware that their lifespan was not going to be long. So they built legacies for the future, for their future rule, their families, the people that were noble, the people that were ordained to be kings and queens, wanted to expand their empire for their descendants and build up over, decades and centuries. Now, that is not the way it is anymore. The leaders of today want power now. They want it for themselves now. They're not worried about their kids' legacy. They're not worried about handing down. They want power now. I've already explained to you why Xi Happiness is not interested in a legacy. He will gladly sacrifice every person in China to get his revenge. And if that means World War III, that means World War III. We have Vlad the Mad, and everybody says, we're going to do whatever it takes to help Ukraine push the Russians back. Now, does anybody for 1 minute think that Vlad's just going to go hightailing it back to Russia after all he's done and just say, oh, sorry? They're not even trying to have peace talks at all. They don't want peace at all. They never even discussed the matter. The matter is our way or the highway. Vlad takes the highway, or else we just keep bombing. Now, he's not going to back down. He doesn't care about a legacy. He wants power now, and he's going to get it by hook or crook. So, the idea that the Russians are going to turn tail and run is a pipe dream. So, I will leave it there. We have the new Winston Churchill in our midst now, Zelensky. Man of action, man of valor, man of honor. Never mind that he's put his political opponents in jail. Never mind that he's outlawed certain religions in his country. Never mind any of that. Never mind that he's milking the dupes in what used to be the United States dry and laughing, chortling to himself, saying, I just got another 500 million. What will I do with it? But he's the new Winston Churchill, okay. been watching the news, getting all pissed off again because they're not going to get anything done. I was listening to the radio. There was one of these guys, I don't know who it was, Holly or Cotton or somebody, talking to one of the talk show radio guys. And the radio guy goes, well, what are you going to do once you have your hearings and you find out all this bad things that are going on? And the guy says, well, we have no prosecutorial power, so anything we come up with, we will refer to the Department of Justice. And then they will take steps to deal with the malfeasance. Now, why don't they just say, let's give you an example from the movies. Everybody's watched The Godfather. Now, if the hearings that they were having with Michael Corleone were taking place, and they found out that this Michael guy orchestrated the murder of the heads of 5 families, amongst other things that he's done, running a huge criminal empire, and then they said, well, we can't do anything to you, but we will refer all of our information to Tom Hagen, your lawyer, and he will deal with it as he sees fit. That's what they're doing. They're going to refer all their findings to Grandma Garland and his ilk, who will promptly investigate. And we know what investigation means. You're seeing it on the news right now. They're catching up with what I've already said over and over again. That's why I don't do a diatribe for a day or 2 or 3, because I gotta wait for these slow walkers to catch up with what I've said. And they're realizing, hey, if they investigate everything, then they don't have to talk about it. It's under investigation. I can't talk about an ongoing investigation. So it's just an eternity, just an infinity, I don't know, what do you call that? The loop. It just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. Nothing gets done. We're going to refer all of our findings to the Attorney General, who's corrupt to the bone. Now, who's gonna investigate the Attorney General? Well, we have Judicial Watch, and we have all these watchdog organizations. They don't have the power to do anything. Everybody knows Judicial Watch did a whole big thing during the Clinton era and laid it all out. Nobody did a damn thing about it. They can find out all they want. They can get all the information they want. Nobody's going to do crap. So we keep heading toward the abyss. We have a weaponized Justice Department who's going after the common clay, because they may be the biggest threat to America. Because sooner or later, people in general are going to get fed up with this, and when they get fed up, they have no choice but to act like a mob. And when one faction did act like a mob, and they were a mob on January 6th, they were a peaceful mob, but they were a mob. Then they pulled out all the stops to make sure that all these people were punished as a message to the common clay that you best just stay at home and not do anything about anything. We have your best interests at heart, and anybody who says otherwise will be jailed. So what used to be America is no better than Uganda during the Idi Amin era, no better than Nazi Germany, because we have a so-called government which can do what they want with impunity. They can get away with anything. It's just coming to light that another one of Jefferson's cohorts was found hanging from a tree, and had a gunshot wound in his chest, but no gun was found, and they said it was a suicide, just like all the other deaths. Now, in conclusion, since I said nothing, there's a group of people that call themselves the Illuminati. Now, whether they really exist or not, I don't know. Illuminate means to show, to make clear, to make obvious. You illuminate something. The Illuminati are doing everything, obviously, in front of our very eyes to see if we actually react or do a damn thing about it. And nobody's going to. They will hang someone from a tree and shoot them and then run away with the gun. They don't even leave the gun there at his feet because they want to be obvious about it. Yes, this is what happens to people that get involved with other people that might blow the whistle on them. Because we can't have the whistle blown on any of our statesmen, our elder statesmen, our stalwart leaders and former leaders who may or may not be pedophiles. We won't go there. But we can't have anybody out there that might actually know anything, so we will have them killed, and we'll call it suicide. Now, we have a FBI that makes the Gestapo look like the Boy Scouts, okay? And this Garland guy has got to go. I don't know how we're going to do it. We can't do it through regular channels. I get so sick and tired of the media touts. It's a year away from the primary, so we'll talk about the 2024 elections now. That's all they talk about is elections. They love talking about elections because it's a very simple thing. This person's ahead, this poll says that, this person put his hat in the ring, this person pulled his hat out of the ring. Oh, who's going to be the nominee? Is Petri Dish going to run again? I wish Petri Dish would run. I really wish he would run. And I don't mean run for office. I wish he'd run for his life. He was at a Democrat National Committee meeting, and he was like a stand-up comic making jokes about this woman whose sons died from a fentanyl overdose. And then saying, well, it happened in the last administration. And everybody starts chortling, and he starts talking about this lady's son's dying, and then people stop laughing because even the most brain-dead Democrat has the wherewithal to know that if we start laughing at this, they're going to use it in the next election. It's all about the next election. This is going to be on somebody's ad that we were all laughing at this poor lady's son's death. Now, here's how things are going to reach ahead, at least on one front. Fentanyl is going to start sneaking into regular things on the shelf. It's going to be snuck into products that we buy every day. It's not going to be Percocets. It's not going to be Xanax. It's going to be in the over-the-counter drugs that we're buying in the store. It might even be in grocery items. It'll be everywhere. And then people are going to start dying. They're going to shut down the grocery stores because it's loaded down with fentanyl and nobody trusts food anymore. And you just take it from there. I'm going to leave it there because it's just one of my little rants that I just say a bunch of nothing, but I actually said everything. And that's it. A few little ideas that people can think about. It's going to be a great day in what used to be America when they start finding that substance, which was made by the cartel. That's what they say at the justice. The cartel's the culprit. Well, they don't mention China. Why? Why don't they mention China? Why are they dragging their feet about this COVID origin? because they know that if the truth comes out, they're all doomed. I mean, the officials are doomed. And they should be doomed. They should be doomed to a very horrible, horrible existence. So I'll leave it there. I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. It's 5 in the morning. I just wanted to do a quick diatribe and finish up my little screed about why everything's coming to an end. So we can look forward to that. And thanks for listening, everybody. And have a good morning.